Understanding geometric scaling, nested structures, and Merkaba fields is not just abstract theory. These principles show us the hidden architecture of energy, form, and consciousness. By studying how shapes scale and how energy circulates through them, we can gain insight into natural patterns that underpin life itself. So why should we care? Because these patterns influence how energy moves through our bodies, minds, and environments. They really help us understand balance, flow, and efficiency. Whether we are creating art, designing structures, or exploring our own energy systems, learning these principles allows us to consciously align ourselves with universal patterns, enhancing clarity, focus, and vitality in our daily lives. So let's begin with something simple. Two-dimensional shapes. Imagine triangles nested within triangles. The key principle is that each inner triangle must fit completely and freely within the next larger triangle. This means it can rotate without touching the sides. In 2 dimensions, the minimum size ratio for this freedom is 2:1. The larger triangle is exactly twice the size of the smaller one, and the bounding circles scale the same way. If we duplicate and rotate these triangles, we get a structure called the Merkaba star, a symbol of harmony and energy balance. So again, why is this important? Scaling proportions teach us how energy or patterns can exist freely without constraint. Think of this in life. Ideas, projects, or relationships functions best when the space they operate in allows movement and growth, just like a triangle rotating inside a larger one. So moving into scaling in 3 dimensions. When we moved to 3 dimensions, triangles became tetrahedra. A tetrahedron is one of the simplest 3-dimensional shapes, and it behaves similarly. If we draw a bounding sphere around it and nest it inside a larger tetrahedron, the inner tetrahedron can rotate freely inside the outer one. In 3 dimensions, the scaling ratio changes. It's 3:1. The outer tetrahedron is 3 times the size of the inner one. The bounding spheres scale proportionally as well. This scaling principle is fundamental because it shows how 3D structures can contain energy freely without interference, which is exactly what Merkaba fields do in energetic systems. Merkaba is a system for circulating life force energy through these geometric structures. It consists of 2 counter-rotating spirals, an electrical spiral from the top, spinning clockwise, and a magnetic spiral from the bottom, spinning counterclockwise. These spirals form tetrahedral shapes that intersect at the center, creating a form constant, a space where energy is held and balanced. The spin speeds of the spirals control how much energy is drawn into the system. The interaction of these spirals is similar to male and female polarities in nature. Their dynamic tension allows energy to interact, flow, and be generated at the center. And now to move into scaling ratios across dimensions. The 2-dimensional triangles scale by a factor of 2. The 3-dimensional tetrahedra scale by a factor of 3. This difference is significant because it reflects the dimensionality of the space. Most information we interact with is 2-dimensional, for example, text, screens, or diagrams, but life operates in 3 dimensions. Understanding both scales allow us to see how patterns emerge, how energy interacts with form, and how higher dimensional systems function in a world that appears mostly 2-dimensional. To give you some practical examples or how you can apply this knowledge in your real life. In personal energy work, visualizing Merkaba fields can help align your own energy with these natural scaling principles. In design or architecture, understanding scaling ensures structures